Investors coming in from California and other parts of the country are setting their sights now on a dry patch of land in southeastern Arizona.
Yeah, they're buying up the land and turning it into orchards. Investigative reporter Morgan Lowe is here with how that may have some negative consequences.
Yeah, Chris and Scene, remember those thick, dark dust clouds that kept shutting down I-10 over the past month? This could be the tip of the iceberg if this land rush continues. San Simon, Arizona has seen better days. Just about all of the town's businesses are shuttered, a sad reminder of what used to be.
Back in the 50s and 60s, it was very active in the farm community.
Real estate agent Sam Lindsay remembers it firsthand, but he says there's a resurgence of sorts taking place here.
Pecans do real well at the elevation we're at.
It started about 10 years ago when Farmers Investment Company, or FICO, planted the first pecan orchard, turning barren, wind-whipped desert into fertile farmland. Today, FICO is just one of a half dozen major growing operations, and more are coming.
It's become a very attractive location for lots of out-of-state people coming in to want to farm here and get into the tree nut business.
But there's a difference between the green orchards FICO maintains and the ones the out-of-town investors are planting. And it's clear as day at first sight. You can spot the new orchards across the valley by looking for the dust devils. Here's the problem. When you disturb the topsoil out here, the sand and dust, it's so fine, it just goes airborne. And it's had a widespread impact. Dust so thick from one farm, it shut down I-10 over and over and caused the state to step in and lay down a chemical to keep the topsoil in place.
The local people that are farmed here for a number of years, we understand the soil, we understand the environment.
FICO's orchards have green grass between the trees to hold down the dust. But Brian Driscoll is worried about more than freeway closures. As of today, the state is allowing these new investor farmers to pump as much water out of the ground as they want.
The amount going out, the overdraft, what we call it, is exceeding the recharge.
With no water use restrictions and a continuing drought in places like California, there's a sort of land rush taking place.
It's really been primarily the last year that the interest has really picked up over there.
The result is the San Simon Valley is in danger of becoming even drier and dustier. Some worry putting the longtime farmers out of business, ending the town's potential recovery.
It becomes economically unfeasible to keep farming once it gets to a certain point.
Well, Morgan, you showed us there with your hands. I mean, it is just dry, sandy desert down there. So is it the water supply that's drawing these out-of-state investors?
Yeah, in California, farmers are dealing with restrictions and water cutbacks. But in that part of Arizona, anyone who has land and can drill a well can pump away. And the climate and elevation are also good for trees down there.
Wow, and you showed us the difference between the farms that have the grass and the ones that are basically just sand dunes. It's an incredible difference. So are there any rules that these farmers have to at least try to cut down on the dust?
In theory, yes, but in practice, no, unless, of course, you shut the freeway down over and over again.